Colorado Switchbacks. They end up getting our final home playoff spot, where I am going to be completely honest with the people. They were tied in our rankings when you did the math on it. They were tied with Orange County. I gave Colorado Springs the nod because they had two eighth place votes. Meanwhile, Orange County's math, they went from, I think it was 7, 8, and 10. So it worked out, and one other number that I don't remember off the top of my head. Either way, the math worked out. Either way, Colorado Springs was consistently ranked 8th amongst us. Meanwhile, Orange County had a little bit of a wider spread. So flip, just kind of know that it was close. However, the fans ranked them 7th. And you can kind of see why. You look across this team, you like what you see. You see Kyle Vassell, he is back. You haven't seen him since San Diego Loyal, but he was an absolute menace back then. Corey Bennett, who we talked about earlier, makes his way over. And there's a lot of players from that championship team who are here, and they're kind of running it back. They're probably moving on from Herrera with Colin Shuttler up top or in the back now. But is moving on from Chambers to McCann, who was this assistant coach. Was that enough of a change to kickstart this team?
Yeah, I mean, it is the big question because McCann comes from the same coaching tree as pretty much everyone that has managed this club. Like, it is the Brendan Burke DNA, same lineage as Hogan and Chambers. And you look at the squad, as you mentioned, Kaylor, there is some continuity here. Like, Matt Mahoney was the identity guy for this team. He will probably play every minute of the regular season. Speedy Williams was so key in 2024. They bring him back after that year in Lexington. To me, the question becomes, how different is the offense? You've got Vassell, who didn't really nail down a starting spot after coming in mid-season last year, and he had high expectations as the answer at the 9. Now they're going to probably partner him with Corey Bennett. Is that too similar? Do you play vertically into them and kind of lean into the way the West has moved in terms of that long ball press style? I don't know the answer to any of those questions, but I think McCann needs to come out and show he's got some original ideas and he is a new voice, or I'm kind of questioning what was the point of the change otherwise.
And excuse me, this has been a Colorado Springs team that has completely shifted what the standard for the club was, all leading up to that title that they had in 2024. From 2017 to 2020, this team went 4 straight years. They did not qualify for the playoffs. And now from 2021 to last season, they've gone to the playoffs 5 seasons in a row. This expectations for the Switchbacks teams as an organization has now become be a consistent playoff team. And for 4 of those 5 seasons, they were hosting playoff games as well. But we will at least get a really good way to kind of measure against Orange County on March 21st, the 3rd game of the year of that other team that they were tied on points here for this final playoff spot for our own rankings, Kaylor, that this is going to be a very good measuring stick against the teams that might very well pip them for a playoff spot.
I'm looking at this team and I want to like it, because we've seen it win a championship recently. I mean, we're looking at Ahanya, you're looking at LaCroix, you're looking at Ed Mahoney, Herrera is still here, Fijilberg, Tejada. There's a lot of with Speedy Williams, there's a lot of the DNA still here from that year. Was Rocha there that year? I don't remember. But a lot of continuity here that we've seen have success extremely recently. But I just cannot get the image of last year just being so flat. It was still a decent team, but just really, really flat, where when you lose a guy like Damas, who you expected just to bag goals, and, he's good for 10 to 12 every single year. Now you have a Bennett who the ceiling is there. You have Vassell, which we all know what he can be. The ceiling is there. But we saw the floor last year with this team as well, I think. I'm really intrigued to see if they can move back up at all.
And I do think I'm almost being too cute in the way I've gone about being negative, because their big issue last season was they couldn't rely on the back line, and that was the domino effect that changed everything. Now you've got Maples in, and they've basically got 4 good defensive midfielders who can be protection. It's Speedy Williams, it's Sam Williams on loan. Brendan Creek came in midway through last year, so I'm cheating and counting him, but then Frank Daroma as well, who is just pure energy, even though he's kind of wee for that position. But taken together with what else they've got with Shuttler coming in, that's a base you can rely on. So maybe it just is as simple as saying the defense is good, everything flows out of that, and they can get back to 24 form pretty easily.
I'm intrigued by the Shuttler move, where he finally came into his own after being really bad in Orange County, and then he was one of the best goalkeepers in the league. We've seen him kind of grow up in front of our eyes as a goalkeeper, but Herrera is also a really, really good goalkeeper, where that fight is going to be really interesting between the two because they're different styles of keeper. So we'll see which one McCann kind of prefers, but I'm very interested to see what you have there. John, is there a world where, let's say, Vassell or Corey Bennett doesn't work out exactly? I'm not saying that they get released throughout the season, but maybe it's not working as well as you could. Is there a world we see like a Juan Tejada kind of come in and act as a number 10, and we kind of see a 4-2-3-1 emerge with this team?
So I was watching Spokane Zephyr this weekend, and they're doing this thing where they're going like 4-1-4-1, where they tend to play pretty direct and long out of the back. And the whole idea is you've got these 2 midfielders, and in their case, it's Felicia Knox and Emma Yaskinek, who can just battle and win the ball. If it's like Frank Daroma and Juan Tejada doing that, that makes a lot of sense to me for the way you set up this team. And Juan Tejada, even if it isn't sexy or especially technical, that guy just makes your soccer team better when he's on the field. He earns minutes because of that impact. I think there is a chance that if, again, slow start, maybe you mix it up and he becomes a key contributor.